Now to new trouble for Google. The engineer fired over his memo questioning the role that women play in the world of tech. Well, he's now filing a labor complaint as a lawyer says dozens of women are gearing up to sue the company, alleging wage discrimination.
I do believe that I'm trying to make Google and the world in general a better place by not confining us to our ideological echo chambers where only one side of the story can be heard, and it's totally intolerant to other viewpoints and even scientific evidence.
Google has no comment on the possible lawsuit. They are already dealing with a government investigation into alleged pay discrimination, Google denying any pay gap.
Now, the unemployed 28-year-old says he's considering suing his former employer for illegal dismissal and filing an official complaint with the National Labor Relations Board. The CEO of YouTube, owned by Google's parent company, sharing how hard it was to explain the memo to her daughter. I thought about how tragic it was that this unfounded bias was now being exposed to a new generation.
Now, it seems to me that that was not exactly the claim you were making. Is it true there are biological reasons why there are fewer women in tech and leadership? What's your response to the YouTube CEO?
Well, I mean, to me, at least it felt a lot like what Piers Morgan was trying to do to you on his show by taking a little kid out and saying, oh, aren't you sorry for him? Right? I mean, they're just trying to guilt me.
So I do want to
represent what I'm saying.
Can you give us any specifics about hiring and diversity practices that you felt were wrong or felt were illegal?
So there were several hiring practices that treated people differently based on what their race and gender are.
Whenever you have a majority and a minority, it's going to be harder for that minority. Even in a culture where people are really well-meaning, and I think there are many, many well-meaning, working hard, trying to provide Silicon Valley to be a diverse place.
So, Arthur, what do you make of the left's essentially saying that questions can never be asked about topics where the answer may not favor what the left wishes it to say?
Yeah, they're at least just putting their ideology before truth in these cases, and she's just trying to guilt me by association with like Nazis or something. And when one group is just trying to guilt you and call you names, and the other is actually using evidence and science, you really know which side is actually seeking truth.
Susan, is there a sexism problem in Silicon Valley today?
Well, I think, Silicon Valley is a diverse place, and there are many different opinions, but like within Silicon Valley. But I think whenever you have a culture that is...
They called it an unfounded statement. Have you seen a pay gap within YouTube? You don't run off Google, you run YouTube. Have you seen it? Is it a problem?
Yeah.
Is it a problem?
Yeah.